Yeah, underscore Mersh. It's one of these gay pot awful projects where every time like I made a new account, he would make that account but with an underscore in front of it. Cause he's so clever. Let's talk about the dablaverse. So there is so much that I got to catch you guys up on regarding the dablaverse that it's almost insane. It's ridiculous how much is happening. But where do I even begin? So Stuttering John is living at his mom's house on Long Island. And he announced, like, so I don't know if you guys remember the past with him and Kate Meany, right? So, like, he fell in love with Kate Meany. It got weird. She told him to leave her alone. She ended up, like, kind of trolling him. It got to the point where Stuttering John tried to go to the FBI cybercrimes department because she recorded a phone call with him. And then he literally... John's been on a weird fucking story arc. So Stuttering John says he's leaving the dablaverse. He called Kate Meany's mom to try to get Kate Meany to stop making fun of him. He calls people's he calls adult human people's parents to try to get them to stop messing with him. I'm not kidding you. So most recently now, he and Kate Meany made up. Obviously, Stuttering John and Shuli do not get along, and he's been very mad at Shuli. So Kate Meany comes back into John's life. John is so pathetic that if you're just nice to him, he'll fall for it. Even if you've betrayed him in the past, he's just so desperate. He's such a lonely old drunk guy. He's so desperate for a friend. So Kate Meany started hanging out with John again, but only for the specific and intent purpose of fucking with him again. They went out. She fucking really got close to him again, tried to pretend. I think she fucked him, but she'll deny that till the day she dies. She literally befriended him for like a month just to record him. And now they have the Kate Meany tapes, which we will get to in a minute. But there's so much John lore. So John decided he was going to do like a fan meetup on Long Island. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to this bar. It's my favorite pub. If you guys want to come out, we're going to do a meetup. So nobody showed up to his meetup except for like 3 Shuli trolls. And 2 of them were these chicks. And John goes up and he's trying to be like, yeah, you know, like, I know who you are and blah, blah, blah. I know you guys are here to troll me. But he was so hammered, he just starts hitting on them unironically. It's the best. And now between the recordings that these women have and the recordings that Kate Meany has, John is cooked, bro. John has so many embarrassing recordings that aren't even out yet that it's next level. So John decides, well, I'm tired of fucking shitwayer Shuli. I'm tired of him messing with me. He's trashing my kids. So Kate Meany goes in, gets close to John, gets all these really embarrassing recordings of John. And in the meantime, before he even finds out Kate Meany betrayed her, John gets so sick of the Uncle Rico show and Shuli and these guys making fun of him. He called Shuli's dad. Have you seen Shuli? Shuli's like 50-something. Shuli's like older than me. He called Shuli's dad on the air. Let me see if I can find the clip. It's really pathetic. Here it is.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, is this Mr. Igor?
Why do you want to know?
By the way,
Because my name is...
oh, by the way, I should probably let it be known that Shuli's dad is like a Holocaust survivor and like a little, like a Jew, like a Jewish man. like an old Israeli Jewish man. Like, so he's calling his old heads, man. He's trashing my kids. I survived the Holocaust. They were gassing us and killing our children. He's like, yeah, but he's making fun of my trans daughter. He's calling, by the way, John is calling a Holocaust survivor to tell him how mean his son is because he's saying mean words on the internet. A Holocaust survivor, unironically. Look, I'll be the first one to tell you, the dablaverse gets very stale. I'll tell you personally, I think Shuli's very funny. I think his show is very good. I think Shuli works very hard, and he's very funny, and he's got a great team of people, and they're doing all these like songs and parodies, and I think it's great. But the Uncle Rico shit gets stale. These guys gossiping about Stuttering John every day. Now it's great because it's peak Stuttering John time. But there are times where there's nothing really happening, and you can see Shuli and Mike Morse and these guys really trying too hard to like make something out of John, or they dig up old clips, or they just have to keep milking this thing that is John, right? But like when John is on, he's hilarious. Like unintentionally, but I mean he is. There's times where being in the Stuttering John business is just boring and stupid, and then there's times where it's peak time. You know what I mean? And right now is peak time for Shuli because the Uncle Rico show is good again because John has been giving him so much material. Lucas goes, there will be Holocaust survivors for another 100 years. Jim Edwards said, yeah, kind of like milking the Holocaust. So, yeah, this is him calling Shuli's dad. It's even funnier when you see the picture of Shuli's dad on the phone. Look. John's going to tell this Holocaust survivor how bad he has it.
Stuttering John Melendez, I'm a celebrity, and your son...
What? Who says this shit? Who says this kind of shit? I gotta be honest with you, man. John is so unintentionally funny. Can I put my tinfoil hat on? I think everybody's paying John. Somebody's paying him. I think, and this is my tinfoil hat, I think Shuli is paying John. There's no way. Like, I've genuinely had moments where I'm like, this has to be kayfabe. And then I realize these guys are not capable of this level of kayfabe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's brilliant. If this is kayfabe, it's fucking brilliant. If John really is just willing to get paid money hand over fist to just be a buffoon for everybody else. Like, who says that? Who says that? Hello, I'm Stuttering John. I'm a celebrity. Look, even if you're a celebrity, right? Saying you're a celebrity, right, is like saying you have a big dick. Like, if you have a big dick, just have a big dick. You know what I mean? You don't need to tell everybody about it. You don't need to be Mr. Fucking tell everybody, remind everybody 2 seconds how big your dick is, right? It's come on. That's, to me, it's so fucking funny to me. No celebrity would ever need to say that. Hello, I'm Stuttering John. I'm a celebrity. I never watched this call. This is the funniest shit ever.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, is this Mr. Igor?
Why do you want to know?
Because my name is Stuttering John Melendez. I'm a celebrity, and your son,
I'm a celebrity.
Shuli, has been harassing me. You're on the recording line. I'm live right now. He sends people to record me at clubs. He goofs on my 87-year-old mother, saying that like guys on his show is having sex with my mother, and he's getting people to harass me all the time. Could you ask your son to knock it off?
It's like, dude, it's like John is a 12-year-old getting bullied. Bro, even when we were kids, you didn't go to somebody's parents. I didn't go to somebody's parents that were... Bro, when somebody was bullying me in school, I didn't go to their parents when I was a kid. You'd be dead on sight. You'd be dead on sight. He is stuttering... How old is Stuttering? Stuttering John is a 59-year-old man. I don't know how Shuli is. I don't know how old Shuli is because he's apparently not famous enough to have a Wikipedia page, which is fine. But Shuli is very similarly aged, so let's call them both 59. 56, the real stinky cheese man. All right, so you know what? Stuttering John is 59. Let's assume Shuli is younger. Let's say Shuli's 55. These are a man in his 50s, almost 60 years old this year, calling another man who's almost 60's dad, who survived the Holocaust, because he's making fun of him on the internet. Like, this is, and he did it on the air like this was a cool thing. This is like filming yourself somebody and then putting it up on Facebook and being like, isn't this cool? Hey, check out my YouTube video where I this bitch behind a dumpster. Isn't this cool? And you're like, that's not very cool. I don't think a lot of people think you're very cool right now. He's calling his daddy. That's what I'm saying, Dickers. If this is a bit, I hope Shuli makes $1 million. Because honestly, if anybody orchestrated this, it would be Shuli. Because he's the most Jewish out of all of them. Bob Levy's Jewish, but he's and not a good Jew.
Because else I'm going to have to do the same thing to his family.
What is your name?
John Melendez. I was the announcer for the Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
By the way, I'm sorry. I just realized, John, you didn't just call the tattle on Shuli to a Holocaust survivor. You called to low-key threaten a Holocaust survivor because his son, who's a grown man, is trolling you on the internet. Holy shit, that was a threat. You know what? Maybe I gotta start going after some Holocaust survivors. Huh? How do you feel about that? Hey, you know what? You fucking, I'll tell you what,
every single time.
Maybe we're tired of you fucking in our country. Imagine John's gonna go full 1488 over this. Maybe I'll tell people about the USS Liberty. I've been following this guy's name, Nick Fuentes, and he's got a lot of good things to say. You know, the shit way is Jewish. You know, he's fucking. They're out here. They're subverting things. They're getting super chats. John literally threatened a survivor of like a Holocaust survivor.
Ask me all the time. Could you
imagine you got fucking enslaved and almost murdered by the Nazis, and then Stuttering John's trying to threaten you?
You ask your son to knock it off, because else I'm going to have to do the same thing to his family.
What is your name?
This very confused old Israeli Jew about what is this, huh? What are you doing?
John Melendez. I was the announcer for the Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
He threatened a Holocaust survivor. John Melendez ended 2024 threatening a Holocaust survivor. Let's go. Every time I think that John can't sink any lower, he fucking he's in the Mariana Trench at this point. He is drilling into the mantle of the earth at this point. This is the funniest thing ever.
I've never been arrested. I have a college degree. I'm very successful. I'm rich. I'm intelligent.
He's rich. He's living at his mom's house. He had to put his house in his mom's name because Vince the lawyer sued him and he was afraid he'd lose his house. And then he took a settlement with Vince, and Vince did one of those things where Vince took a fucking Vince the lawyer basically trolled John, sued him, and then got John to take what is essentially a symbolic fucking settlement. Vince the lawyer probably lost money suing John, but it was the principle. Vince the lawyer trolled him one time, so John contacted the bar and he made up a bunch of fake shit about Vince with a bar complaint. And then Vince sued John. Vince had a very good case. John decided to settle. Vince gave him from what I've heard, and I don't know the exact numbers, Vince the lawyer gave him a extremely generous settlement number. The kind of settlement number where Vince just loses money, but Vince has money. Vince doesn't give a fuck. So Vince got John to settle for this other amount of money. And it was all just to make John his bitch. So John agreed to the settlement, and it's probably like $2,000. It's something small, and he has to make payments. And John has already been bitching in the past few months that he can't make the payments, and can they restructure the deal on the show. It's hilarious. Vince owns John, and it's so funny now. I'm very rich and famous, but he was telling Vince last week, I can't make... By the way, they worked out a payment plan, so he doesn't have to pay the money right away. If you told me right now you need to give me $2,000 by tomorrow, I'd be like, well, fuck, I need a couple of days. I can get $2,000, I can get it quick, but I can't get it tomorrow morning because you have to move money around. But it was something small, and they even said, we'll do payment plans. John was trying to wriggle out of just the payments. So if you have a payment installment, I can't imagine any installments going less than, let's say, 24 payments, right? At $2,000, maybe, let's say 10 payments. It's $200 a payment. John can't even come up with $200 for Vince the lawyer. You're telling me you're rich and famous?
I got smart kids, and your son and his show harass me every day. I filed a report with the Cape Coral Police, and he keeps on going. Now he's sending people to tape me at bars, and he's goofing on my 87-year-old mother. And
John, this is the internet, buddy. People goof on me and fuck with me all the time. That is the way she fucking goes.
Saying that they're having sex with my mother. This is your son, Shuli.
Tell me something. Why you?
Huh?
Why are you calling me?
Because...
Yes! Yes! And that is how you... Why are you calling me, though? I don't... this is not my... My son, he's very gray-haired old Jew. My son has kids and wife of his own. What do you want from me? Why are you calling me? A fucking 90-year-old Holocaust survivor still even fucking understands that John's a buffoon. He's so confused. Why is this news? Why are you calling me?
You're his father. Maybe you could talk some sense into him. You know, because I'm on my show now. You're his father. Could you just talk some sense into him? I don't want this to escalate anymore.
You called Shuli's daddy. You know how fucking gay that is, John? Do you know how fucking gay that is? To call somebody's parents? And then you even admit in the call, you're like, well, I called the Cape Coral police. They didn't do anything. Because there's no case. Because calling you a on the internet and making fun of you when you spit on yourself and have roaches in your pot, it's funny. You live with your mom. You used to work for Jay Leno. You used to work for Howard Stern. You had the whole world by the balls, and now you live at your mom's house. It's funny.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Igor.
Happy New Year.
Same to you, sir. Okay, shitwad. Now, you've harassed my mother. You keep using image of my fucking mother, motherfucker. Yeah, I know where your dad lives too, you fucking little prick. You want to play like this?
He's so mad.
I might be leaving, but this shit, you want to start fucking around with my mother?
John's gonna have a fucking coronary soon.
Sending people to record me? Game on, bitch! Tu eras mi pera.
Mick Ultras. John, don't bother. Just get
I ain't
fucking Yingling
fucking around
Light,
anymore, shitware.
You're gonna be a fat fuck just like me if you're gonna keep drinking.
Every fucking show, you got a goddamn gun pointed at my head in one of your thumbnails? And I'm supposed to sit down and take it?
John really thinks he's like doing this like heel thing. Like I know what John's doing because all streamers do it. I'm guilty of it. We all cut a promo once in a while. John's not a good promo. John's an AEW promo. I'm a WWE promo. You know what I mean? Like that promo I cut on fucking Silver Fox the other night was amazing. This guy sucks. You understand? John, I'm CM Punk. You're fucking John Moxley.
Ain't happening. Not happening. You want it? Silent Mike, you want to put a picture of my mom with fucking KY jelly and handcuffs? I told my mom today. I go, Ma, you know, they were... She goes, wait a second, they using my image?
No, John. See, John's revealing something right here. See, John is revealing something right here. Something that the way I handle it is the opposite of John, right? I never tell my family about shit the trolls do, right? Like I don't... Like, my sister, when she was alive, right? She came to me one time. She was upset. She was like, what is this fucking picture that is of our mother? Like, so like Bally saw when I almost fucked his girl and made him cry. Bally photoshopped, like took a picture of me and my sister and my mom from when we were kids. And they took my mom's face off of the old picture and then photoshopped her onto like pornos. And then my sister, like somebody sent one to my sister and she saw it and she got upset about it. And she's like, well, what do we do about this? I'm like, you don't do anything. I'm like, it sucks. I'm sorry you had to see that, but I try to shield you guys from that. But, you know, you just can't be on the internet and be well known and make money doing this and not have your family catch some strays once in a while. But I just remember my sister being like, what do we do about this? I'm like, just ignore it. You just ignore it. You know what I mean? But John is different. John went to there's no way John's old ass mom is seeing this shit. Listen to this again. Listen to how he says it.
You know, they were... She goes, wait a second, they using my image? Jelly and handcuffs? I told my mom today. Hey, I go, Ma, you know, they were... She goes, wait a second, they're using my...
You notice how he leaves it? I told my mom, yeah, because of me, they got you a KY in handcuffs. You're a fucking hooker taking it in the ass. And she's going, John, why are you telling me these things? But like, he wants to leave that part out. So he's going, so I told my mom. She's like, what? And then he tries to reposition it as she came to him like, oh, they got me with KY. I'm taking it in the ass. Nobody said, John, you're upsetting your family. Do you know how much of my family is not extremely online? The bulk majority of my living family are very much shielded from my shenanigans. Or they're enough degrees removed as far as like not being heavily affected by it, you know? I have the luxury of having a dead mom and a dead dad and dead siblings that I got along with and dead uncle. Like everybody I was close to in my family's pretty much dead, except my nephew. And by the way, you ain't gonna phase my nephew. You're not. I'm sorry. I don't have a soft nephew. I'm not Avon Barksdale. My nephew's not some bitch-ass D'Angelo. All right? That kid has seen everything that's been slung at me. He's built different. He's built like me. He's been through hell and made it out. My nephew's a fucking tough motherfucker. You're not gonna fucking affect him with this shit. But like my sister would get bothered by it. Some other people would get bothered by it, you know? But I remember times when my sister would be like, what is this? And I'm like, this is disturbing. And why would they do it? And I'm like, just ignore them. Just block them. Just ignore them. There's nothing you can do about it. Fucking occupational hazard. You know what I mean? I do what I do for a living. And if it wasn't these it'd be some other group of doing it. You know what I mean? It's just the way she fucking goes, bro. The deeper you get into this game, the fucking harder it gets.
Fucking where she goes, he said. Fucking where she goes.
So it's like, just don't get upset about it. But John makes sure that his family hears what's being said and gets upset about it. There's no way John wasn't telling his mom what they were doing. And like, his mom would never know.
Image? I go, yeah. She goes, can I sue them? I said, probably. Well, what are they doing with my picture? Oh, they got you with handcuffs, you know, KY jelly, video.
Why would you tell her?
Saying they're having sex with you.
What, John? Why would you tell her? Because she had to, like, the thing that's most upsetting that they're doing, right? She would have never known if not for you telling. Like my mom died fucking 18 years ago at this point, right? If my mom was, by the way, my mom, if she were alive to this day, my mom would be absolute technologically. Like, my mom would not be on Twitter. She would not be on fucking Facebook, Instagram. She would probably have a Facebook, right? But when this whole war against me started years ago, I probably would have said to my mom, hey, I need to get into your Facebook. I need to work on your settings. And I would have lied to my mother. I would have said something like, hey, I need to get into your Facebook and I need to change your settings. And if she said why, I would have been like, there's this virus going around and it's getting everybody. I mean, it's basically going to wipe out computers. It's going to burn your computer. There's a virus that's so powerful right now. And blah, 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 blah. You just got to let me into your Facebook. You can watch me change your settings. I'm not going to do anything. I won't go into your messages. You can look over my shoulder. But for security purposes, could you please let me lock down your Facebook so that you can be safer? And my mom would have trusted me. And she would have been like, okay. And I would have went in there and made it to where She would never get notifications for like message requests and things from non-friends and all that other shit. I would have locked her shit down, because my mom, if she were alive to this day, would have liked Facebook, because she would like to be in her little hug box. My mom would have had Facebook to this day for family and a few friends and a little hug box and just a little, and I would have just made sure I fenced in her world a little bit more. And been like, Ma, I got you. Let me There you go. You're all set, Ma. You're not going to get that crazy virus that's going around everywhere. You know what I mean? And it would have been the end of it. Yeah, Beckloff. No, Merce, you're supposed to show her the Photoshop porn of her. That's what I mean. Like, that's what John does. You're supposed to be protecting her, John. You're supposed to be protecting her from these people. They're coming for you, not them. You should be protecting them.
She goes, you gotta be kidding me. I said, no, but I'm calling this asshole's father today.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Hey, you wanna play, Bick? Gotta calm down.
He's gonna die. John's gonna die soon. That's my prediction. Stuttering John's dead soon. Anyway, that's the end of that.